First game we talked about is Colorado State at Colorado. You know what? And we talked about this before, and like, hey, let's talk about it, right? Game day is going to be there. It is a rivalry game, right? This Colorado team is exciting to cover and talk about and watch. So, and I was going to be watching it, so I'm like, oh, let's talk about it. This was a classic. This was a classic of a game. I mean, 27 penalties. What? That is called Chip E. Chippy. That's what this game was, and I loved it. It was everything that football is. Yeah, I mean, there might have been some hits, cheaper shots that maybe people don't necessarily agree with that were taken, but the entertainment level of this game was at a 100. It's at 100. Shedeur Sanders came up big late. Um, I thought Colorado State played a good football game. Man, I thought they played a good football team or a good football game. I think emotions were high. I think if they were to play this game again, I think Colorado. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what would happen if they play this game again. I thought Colorado just played so well, man. I know they're 0-2 to start the year, but I thought they played really, really, really well. And credit Colorado though. Travis Hunter goes down early, and they responded. They responded in the fourth quarter in overtime and getting it done late, finding a way to win a game. The over-under win total is at 3.5 this year, and they're already at 3 wins. And we're entering week 4. So really, really, really impressive from Deion Sanders. I know this game, people are like, oh, they stormed the field. That's 23.5-point favorites. Dog, do you really care? Like, do people actually care, like, what these schools do? Like, that's what it makes me upset that, like, yeah, it's like, oh, maybe they should like be like act like they've been there before. I'm like, dude, you are not a
They've
college
not been there
student.
before. They've not
They've
been there
not been
before
there before.
either.
And you are not a college student at this school, right? You like there's something like exciting about that, right? Gosh, these are the same people that say like traditions don't matter or make fun of other schools' traditions, right? Like those are kind of people that we do not need in college football. Storm the field if you want to storm the field, man. I don't care. I mean, look, it was a crazy game, and they won the football game against a rival. So on the field for all I care. I really don't care. But yeah, what did you think about this game?
Like you said, it was a great game. Obviously, I thought Colorado State played a hell of a game. Their game plan was awesome offensively. I mean, Torrey Horton, I mean, everybody got exposed to how good he really is. I know we've been talking about him since the summer. Louis Brown, another guy that I mean, I love that for a school like Colorado State, for some players like Colorado State, like Nicolosi, right, the backup quarterback, Dalen Holker, I think the tight end, right. I mean, those guys made some plays, and they got obviously on a national stage and with NIL and the NFL draft. I mean, they can capitalize on it themselves. I love that for them. Looking ahead, to be honest, we don't even know a ton about this Colorado State team because they've played 2 teams. They played Colorado, obviously, and they took them right to the wire. Should have won the game. I'm looking at second half miscues. You had the missed field goal out of halftime, and you had the turnover in red zone. You change that, 10 more points. That's a totally different game in the second half. Colorado State
Also,
probably continues to blow them out.
not going for 2 in that first overtime. I was shocked that they did not do that. I thought they were gonna do it. I'm like, win it, just win the ball game. But I don't know.
Yeah, but I think they generally thought they could go toe to toe with Colorado, which they did all game. The problem is that you give that offense 25 yards. That's all I need to get. I mean, for Colorado and Shedeur Sanders, it's pretty tough. I will say that 98-yard drive by Shedeur Sanders, I know it's gonna get overhyped because it was Shedeur Sanders and everything else, but that was awesome. That was incredibly impressive. You could see on the Colorado sideline and the players after they pinned him down the 2-yard line, they were already celebrating as if they had already won the game, and they didn't. But back to Colorado State about like what their team is, they could be damn good in the Mountain West this year. They played a Washington State team who me and you are both really, really high on, and a guy like Cameron Ward who put up numbers against them. And then
And
their
is
second game was
continuing to put up
against
numbers. He's
yep,
continuing to put up numbers.
and then Colorado at home, right? So like Colorado State, for all we know, could be a damn good Group of 5 team, and just happened to catch Colorado on maybe a little bit of an off night. But if you're Colorado and you talk about what's next for him in the Pac-12. It doesn't get easier. It doesn't. Right? It's Oregon this week, USC the
At
week after
Oregon.
that. Yeah, and you're probably going to be without your star Travis Hunter in both those games, and it's not like you're just losing. Oh, one shutdown corner is gone. Who cares? Obviously, it's a big deal in itself, but Travis Hunter plays both ways. That's going to be tough for them. And then, I mean, at Arizona State, I mean, it's on the road in the Pac-12. Stanford, who's terrible, that should be a win. So they should definitely hit that over, but it's not going to get easy for them. But they got to start being able to run the ball. I know that's not in their DNA offensively, and they don't really care that they don't. But I mean, Dylan Edwards had some nice plays in the run game, which is good, and they needed that at times for sure. But Wilkerson, I mean, 4 carries for 6 yards. I'd like to see Sanders be utilized in the run game just a little bit at times. Pull a read, make him respect you because he's got the legs to do it. Obviously, his talent is his right arm and his brain is decision making, and you need him to be healthy because without him, this team is screwed. You talk about the value of Travis Hunter to this team. The value of Shedeur Sanders is 10 times that, just because of the nature of the position he plays and the bodies that they have around him. That everything rides on him, obviously, and he's done a fantastic job shouldering that load. Regardless, though, you're 3-0 in your Colorado. You win a rivalry game. You, obviously, I think it's good that you kind of got tested. I don't think if you had gone in here, and obviously you were never going to overlook Oregon or USC, but it's a nice reality check to see, like, okay, what do we actually have to work on and get better before we head into conference play? But yeah, hell of a game, though. Hell of a game. Credit to Colorado State, and credit to me for picking them to cover.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a credit to you. I'll ask you this though. Actually, I want to ask you, I'll tell you, if the Heisman vote was today, right, and they asked me to vote, my vote for Heisman would be Shedeur Sanders, my first
No
place.
doubt about it. That is the only correct answer. If you want to throw Michael Penix in there just because of the sheer numbers he's put up, fine. But you want to talk about on a national stage in clutch moments, Michael Penix hasn't been tested all year. Shedeur Sanders, you talk about Heisman moments. He's had like 3 of them. He has like 2 or
Yeah.
3 in each game. I mean, it is
Yeah.
ridiculous. And I can't wait to. I hope he stays healthy. I hope that O line keeps him hold up. He took some big shots again yesterday. Um, but yeah, I continue. We're gonna continue to monitor this team pretty closely all year because of just they're so fun to watch, and obviously they're gonna any given week they can beat anybody. But obviously, like you saw today, they're vulnerable at times. They're vulnerable at times because of the nature of the roster and the nature of their offense that they play. But yeah,
100%.